Okay, in this video we're going to be simplifying radicals. So starting off with square root 48, we want to look at what is a perfect square that goes into 48. So that's going to be 16 times 3. And then we just take the square root of 16 to get 4. So that's just 4 square root 3. For 75, we know that's 25 times 3. The square root of 25 is 5. And then we're left with square root of 3. For the square root of 125, that's 25 times 5, which the square root of 25 is 5, and we're left with 5 inside. For 32, this is 16 times 2. The square root of 16 is 4, and we have 2 left over. For square root of 28, this is square root of 4 times 7. Square root of 4 is 2, and then multiply that by root 7. Now for 6, square root of 6 times square root of 6 is 6. So think of this as 4 times 6, which is 24. For 7, we have two choices. We can either multiply in together, so like 12 times 15 is 180. And then from there we can split it up into 36 times 5. So square root of 36 is 6, and we're left with square root of 5. So that is if you know the factors. So it's kind of hard to recognize that 180 is 36 times 5. So the other way to do this is to split it up. So square root of 12 is 4 times 3. And then square root of 15 is 5 times 3. Square root of 4 is 2. So this is 2 square root 3 times square root 5 times 3, which I can bring it all together as square root of 5 times 3 times 3, which there's two copies of 3 here. We can bring one out. That becomes 6, and we're left with root 5. Okay, for 8, the best way to do this is to multiply the radical. So 8 times 2 is 16, and then square root of 16 is 4, so we have 4 times 4 is 16. For 9, let's multiply this together. We have the 3 outside, and then the square root of 15 times square root of 5 is square root 75. 75 is 25 times 3. The 25 comes out as a 5, so 5 times 3 is 15. And we have root 3 left over. Next one, we have negative 4, and then 8 times 10 is 80. So we can split this up into 16 times 5. The square root of 16 is 4, so that comes outside. And then multiplied by negative 4, we have negative 16 root 5. For 11, we want to distribute the 5/4 to both the 16 and the n to the 4th. So we have 16 raised to the 5/4, n to the 4th raised to the 5/4. So the best thing to do here is to do the 4th root first. So the 4th root of 16 is 2, and when we raise it to the 5th power, that's going to give us 32. And the next one, we have 4. We have n raised to the 4th to the 5/4. The 4s are going to cancel, and we're left with n to the 5th. Okay, for 12, let's distribute the exponent to both. So 32 raised to the 2/5 power, x to the 10th raised to the 2/5 power. So I'm going to do the root first. So 5th root of 32 is 2. Then I'm going to square it. And then for x, we have an exponent raised to an exponent. So 10 times 2/5 is going to be 4. So then 2 squared is 4, and then we have x to the 4th. For 49 raised to 3/2, first we'll do the square root, and then we'll cube it. So the square root of 49 is 7. Cube that is 343. Okay, 4 raised to the negative 3/2 power. The negative tells us to put it on the bottom as 1 over 4 raised to 3/2. And then we can take the square root first and then cube it. So the square root of 4 is 2. Cube that is 1 over 8. And then finally, for number 15, distribute the exponent to both. So you have 81 raised to the 5/4 power times b to the 4th raised to the 5/4 power. Now, 81 raised to the 5/4, we can first do the 4th root and then raise it to the 5th power. And then for b, the 4's are going to cancel, and we're left with b to the 5th. Now the 4th root of 81 is 3. Raise that to the 5th power. And then 3 to the 5th is 243. And then multiply that by b to the 5th.